Stop being an idiot beekeeper. I live in the center of Michigan. I'm surrounded by crop farmers. 2019, May 2019, I had a crop farmer 150 yards south of me on a windy day. Wind was coming from that field planting corn. My bees started dying a few hours later. I called that farmer's family, never apologized. So the next day I called the state of Michigan. The state of Michigan came out, took samples of my bees, and confirmed a month later on the phone that yes, my bees died from the chemicals that farmer used. But then a month after that, now it's early August, they told me the farmer did nothing wrong. They tried to tell me that my bees went out to that field and picked up those chemicals, brought it back to the hive, which is complete bullshit. Your government lies to you. Your government's controlled by the corporations. They serve the corporations. It was windy. It was a bare field. They were planting corn. There was nothing there to draw the bees there. The chemicals blew from that field into my hives, okay? So basically, that's a situation where my bees died right away. But my bees are bringing in chemicals every year. Spring, summer, and fall. Not so much during the winter, but it's always there. These crop farmers, they seem to think they have more importance than anybody else in the world. Okay, what they're doing is more important than what you're doing. You know, if you're a beekeeper, so what? Okay? And then the other thing is your beekeeping supply stores, they want you to think the varroa mites are killing your bees. They don't want to talk about the toxic chemicals, okay? Yeah, the varroa mites will kill your bees, but that's not the biggest issue. I treat my bees in the fall with acylic acid, vaporizing, because these commercial beekeepers that go out California to the almonds and they go other places pollinating, they bring back the bees around June, mid-June, and my bees will pick up the varroa mites during the summer from their bees, okay? So during the summer, the varroa mites are building up in my hives, in my colonies. So during the fall and early winter, I try to get rid of the varroa mites. I've never treated varroa mites in the spring, and I never had any issues. But my bees will live through the winter 3 to 4 months instead of 5 to 6 months, and that's because of the toxic chemicals in their hive, okay? I have proof. The toxic chemicals actually killed my bees before, all right? And this is every year. Every year, they're picking up the chemicals from these crop farmers. Neonics, neonicotinoids, or however you want to pronounce it, okay? Not the varroa mites are your biggest issue. It's the toxic chemicals. And the other thing is, you don't need to buy a specific breed of bee to be successful. And don't graft from your best queens. I currently have 88 colonies. And I won't have commercial bees in my area to breed with until mid-June. And in May, I will do splits. And my bees are breeding with my bees. There are no other beekeepers in my area. I'm the largest beekeeper in my area right now. So my virgin queens will go out and mate with drones from other colonies from my area, all right? And I'm sustainable. I don't buy queens. The last time I bought queens, 2017, foliage Russian bees, those queens were crap. It was a waste of money. So I went back to breeding my own. I had previous experience doing that. And the quality of my bees is so much better than anything that I've ever bought before. Look at those bees there, bringing in pollen. And if you have a poor quality bee, poor quality queen, a colony that's poor quality, they won't make it through winter. And you won't have that colony to deal with the next year. But you need a diverse genetic pool to get good quality queens. If you keep grafting from your best queens over and over again, after a few years, all your bees are going to be related. You guys are idiots for doing that. Don't do that. Stop listening to the bee industry. I don't follow the bee industry. I was never an apprentice with any beekeeper. I went on my own. I followed Kirk Webster on the internet. He's out in Vermont. He said non-treatment was the best way to go. I think he's out in Vermont where Vinyl Farm is, where there's no crop farmers. And it may be okay for some people in some areas who don't have a lot of crop farmers, and they don't pick up varroa mites from a lot of commercial bees, and they'll do just fine without treating for varroa mites, but it didn't work. 4 years after no treatment, I almost lost all my bees. And you got people on YouTube like Vinyl Farm. It says an insulated hive Super insulated, when he's got the holes plugged up on top, is the way to go. No, it's not. Okay, a healthy colony of bees does not need to have an insulated hive. A large colony will survive through winter, a northern winter, if they're healthy. Okay, insulating a hive doesn't help. My colonies get small towards the end of winter, during winter, because of the toxic chemicals. So if I notice a colony getting small, I'll put a screen on that hive and I'll bring it in, okay? Insulating it's not going to save that colony. If I insulated a hive and I didn't check the size of that cluster, it's not going to help, okay? You need so many bees to create so many BTUs of heat. If that cluster gets really small, it doesn't matter how much insulation you have on the hive, they're still going to get chilled, they're still going to die during winter. Come on, you guys, you need to wake up. Stop following people like Vinyl Farm. He's an idiot. All right? Look at the quality of my bees. All right, then we'll go over here. And another thing that irritates the hell out of me, they don't say global warming anymore, they say climate change. They try to claim the planet is warming up. I've been beekeeping for 10 years. 2015, 2016, Great Lakes had record ice. More than likely, we're colder than we are warmer. And last year was really bad. I didn't have any dandelions until May, but this year in April, it's April 29th right now, and I have a lot of dandelions. And for all you people that want to get rid of your dandelions in your yard, that's just ridiculous. This is like the first major source for my bees. And I have clover in here. Clover's gonna pop up in a couple of weeks, but right now the dandelions are very important. I had to feed my bees because it cooled off and there wasn't enough nectar for them picked up. But now they're picking up nectar, they're bringing in pollen. And I currently I was feeding them, but I'm done feeding them. And this is how I feed my bees. See, they emptied out the feeder and I'm not gonna give them any more. There's no reason to. All these flowers all the way around out here in the hayfield. In about a week it's going to be warm and I'm going to do my splits. I'm going to make more mated queens. But look at all the bees. I have all different kinds of bees. I wouldn't even say what kind of breed they are. Different colored queens. I don't believe you need to buy a specific breed to be successful. If you get bees through winter, they are a good quality bee. If they don't make it through winter, well then they weren't good quality. And these are plum trees. But there are bees all over. Okay, now pause. And there aren't many beekeepers that actually do winter inspections up north. Have snow on the ground outside, and I'll bring a hive inside and I'll open it up and I'll check to see what's going on. And I find colonies that don't have queens and I can combine them with another small colony. That's something I'm doing that you guys aren't doing, which puts me light years ahead of you. I mean, really, look at the quality of my bees. Nobody does it better. David Burns, Vinyl Farm. You could learn something from me. I'm in the center of a toxic crop farming environment and my bees still survive. Not all of them, but I get enough of them to get through winter. And they will be picking up more chemicals this year from these crop farmers, and I'll have to deal with it until enough of us people in this country speak up. You know, those commercial beekeepers that stop pollinating these corporate farms. Just do a pollinating strike. The rich people would have to do what you wanted. They'd have to stop using these chemicals. But no, you guys love the money. You guys are a bunch of spineless American beekeepers. You got no backbone. Pay your bills for a year and stop being their pollinating slave. I mean, look at these Look at these bees. I'm sustainable. I'm not buying honeybees from anybody. They're getting ready to have some bad weather for a few days, so the bees know that. They know what the weather is coming. They can sense that low pressure is coming. It's going to be raining for several days, cold. So they're out being busy bees. Okay? So stop being an idiot beekeeper. Stop following people on YouTube that may not live in your area. Just because they're successful, it doesn't mean you're going to be successful. I think Vinyl Farms from Vermont, and David Burns is somewhere down south. The southern beekeepers, they don't have the harsh winters that's northern beekeepers. And if you have a beekeeper that's not surrounded by crop farmers, their bees aren't picking up the toxic chemicals. And you get beekeepers up north that take their bees down south every winter. A true beekeeper keeps his bees in one environment and is able to sustain them. He doesn't have to take them out of that environment, take them to a different location. And unfortunately, I'm in the center of Michigan where all the crop farmers are, and my bees pick up chemicals. And there's not much I can do about it. I don't really want to move. I'm just hoping someday things change and these chemicals won't be used, because whether you know it or not, it's causing you to have cancer. There's chemicals are in your food. That's what GMO crops are. The crops can handle the chemicals. The plants actually absorb the chemicals. Not like years before, it was just on the outside of the plant. The plants absorb the chemicals. It's in our food. It's causing cancer, but that's what rich people want. They're making money. They make a lot of money when you get cancer. The rich people want your money before you die. You work your ass off all your life, then when you get older you get cancer, and the medical system gets all your money. Okay? So it's a shame you guys don't know how to wake up. Americans are some of the dumbest people in the world. You guys are brainwashed. And like I said, Uncle Sam's fucking you up the ass, and you guys just wave the flag. You guys are enjoying it because he's providing a little bit of lube and he's not hurting you too much. But you guys don't realize you are getting hurt, okay? Thank you.